Hey everyone, this is Leslie from CoKinesis. Looking at Final Fantasy XII. Not too long ago, on the side, I wrote about some mobile games, iOS in this case. The Final Fantasy Record Keeper was one of them, and I don't really care for it that much, but for some reason I keep playing it. The reason is nostalgia. It has the music, it gets in your head. Played a lot of Final Fantasy in my time, and Record Keeper brings it all back. I wanted to come back and play some more Final Fantasy because the Record Keeper stuck it in my head, and I really love the old games. I was going to try to play 5 just because there was an event in the game, the Record Keeper, that was going through the Final Fantasy V stuff, and I had played it. I bought the anthology Once Upon a Time, like years and years ago. I played through. I'm a bad person. I played pretty much to the end, and then there was some optional side boss. Like I thought I was high level and good at everything, and nothing could stop me. Then some side boss killed me, and I got discouraged. It was like right before the end of the game, as far as I can tell. I should have just skipped it and gone and completed the game, but nope. Something else distracted me then. I just moved on to some other games and never got back. So I thought, I'm going to play Final Fantasy V. That sounds like fun. Except if I try to do that, I don't have an original PlayStation. I just have the PlayStation 2, which is fine for playing it. But the Elgato doesn't like it when I put it in the PlayStation 1 game, which I'm guessing is just a resolution thing. Just a moment. Switch some stuff around. So yeah, I'm guessing that's a resolution thing. Too bad for me. So instead, I decided I'll play Final Fantasy XII instead. No one's going to stop me from playing older Final Fantasies. 12, I did play and I did beat, but I'll start it over and see what there is to see. So 12 is kind of the last core Final Fantasy game that I enjoyed. 13, I enjoyed the combat. The story was dumb. I hated all the characters. I wanted to punch them all in the face. I only want to punch like 2 of the characters in the face from 12, so let's do this. Final Fantasy. What we got here? I like controller vibration. I like screen shake. I definitely like subtitles. I'm gonna go ahead for the sake of the Elgato capture. I'm gonna do 4 to 3. I don't know how much of a difference that makes. I could probably do 16 to 9, but like I said, I was having trouble with some of the resolution stuff with the PlayStation 1 game. I'm just going to stick with 4 to 3, make it not so complicated. Also because I've got other games that I want to capture from the PlayStation 2 that I just don't want to mess around with the Elgato settings. And begin the game. I really did enjoy this game. There was a lot of interesting stuff they put in here. I wish more games, or any other games, I guess there probably are some others, use the Gambit stuff. Birds. Square Enix presents. This is actually, I'm not the first one to make this comparison. This is basically like Fantasy Star Wars, year 704, Old Valendian Kingdom of Dalmasca, the royal city of Rabanastre. I'm pronouncing all of those completely correctly. Don't question it. People. Weird. See, that's a freaking Star Wars. This is all Star Wars. The bunny ear thing, I'm not so sure about that. There were probably bunny ears in Star Wars. There was definitely, that vendor looked like a Jar Jar Binks wannabe. I may be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, but I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy XIII was based in this world. I think. Hey, it's me waving my hand. Not going to be alive for very long, just so you know. I think. It's been a long time since I played this. Oh, they're so in love, I assume.
In the name of the Father, and in the presence of these holy relics,
I'd pretty much do everything in the presence of these holy relics.
May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity.
Yeah. It's all right.
Far wrong.
Take those vows, lighten some paths for all eternity. I don't know what she's got on her head. Your bridal feathers. It's a different culture. I'm not here to judge. All right, so people getting married, people wearing armor.
If, following this, Arcadia should launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little...
Oh my God, it's Bosch. Bosch. Can't remember how to pronounce his name.
Impossible.
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
You should be. This is all your fault.
Abodis has indeed fallen. It is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to hold...
Oh man, at some point, Final Fantasy, the intro to Final Fantasy games just became
I will go.
enormous info dumps.
And I will go at his
Like
side.
it's all nation, like all these different nations, all these different armies. They try and throw it at you all at once. I remember when Final Fantasy started off, you woke up and got out of bed and started hitting someone with a sword because they deserved it. Or like defending yourself. Final Fantasy V, what I was talking about before, start off with a chocobo, and you're just like exploring a cave, and the chocobo is your friend, and it's awesome. And then like it's not so awesome, bad stuff happens, you have to save the world. But
Galatea, stand watch over your life.
it's like none of this baloney. I'd already be punching imps in the face by now if it was Final Fantasy V. My hair looks like straw in the breeze. Alright, yeah. I've never been in the army. Holding up your sword, like if my general held up his sword and screamed, that wouldn't really necessarily make me feel confident or motivated to fight. Well, that went poorly. Scratch my ear. Totally Star Wars, fantasy Star Wars, like steampunk fantasy Star Wars. Look at that. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Like this is great. This whole setup, all this army stuff, and on a PlayStation 2, this looked freaking phenomenal. People fighting, sword, that guy's big, he's got a horn, some more swords stabbing people. This can go on a little too long. Oh, hell yeah, battle chocobos. Chocobos? Chocobos. I pronounce it chocobos. I like chocolate. I like chocolate. Why not? I don't know about the feasibility of like chocobo bowman. Chocobowman. It's a bunch of blue stuff in the air, sir. It's freaking me out. I don't know why we were chanting that stuff. We don't really have to do that. Man, yeah, if I were you, I'd just stand there and get stabbed. It's really your best option.
The paling's fallen. Then it's over.
Not the paling.
Father. For my father!
What? Too late. Jump. Well, your kingdom's hosed. For your father, it's not going to do you much good. Something tells me that being on a chocobo just makes you a target, especially when you're surrounded on all sides. What was the battle plan here? How this crap happened? Whoop. I guess that could work in your favor. Can chocobos fly? I guess only the right color chocobos. Yellows can run. Black chocobos can do anything. No, golden chocobos can do anything. Okay. And then it started raining. And then she started mourning.
Blessings of the great Father descend. and guide
Hey,
the body
shut it, Father. You were talking about eternity before, and now you're talking about something else? It's not eternity. You lied.
Guide your spirit's return to the
And now I'm going to be a broken character for the rest of the game. Theram. It's one of those Final Fantasy things that always kind of confuses me, like the level of technology and magic don't actually match up with what, like, the way they live does not match the way they should be living. Technologically, there should be advances that are not in place. Oh, capital H Hope makes me think of Final Fantasy XIII Hope. I want to punch him the hardest of all those jerks. I also don't understand the random capitalization.
At this time,
I don't know how that works. Like, there has to be a rhyme and reason behind it, right? Alright, I've been recording for 12 minutes. Get to play sometime soon. Oh gosh, I started playing wow, the Final Fantasy Class 0 thing. I can't remember the actual full name of it right now. So I'm terrible at remembering things. But it starts off a lot like this. Here are a bunch of nation names and things that are happening and no frames of reference, and you just gotta figure it out. Counterattacks. Brave and faithful. Stood little chance of capital V victory. Defeat was absolute. Oh gosh. I'm not even paying attention to this. Like, under the best of circumstances, when I'm trying to talk and like record things, is all just washing over me. I choose to believe that I'm picking it up subliminally. I'm just going to understand this stuff when the game actually starts. Dalmasca and my capital D F dear friend. Capital R reluctance.
Now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city.
La 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 la.
The remnants of the order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation.
I don't even remember. Oh, gosh. Like I said, I beat the game. I don't even remember the war being especially relevant.
The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
That's probably not true. It's probably signed with a pen. They may have signed it with royal blood. That doesn't seem conventional, but you want something to stick. I guess that's one way to do it.
You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. I can totally hear you.
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that.
Even if it's true.
Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland.
Well, that doesn't stop it from being true, sir.
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Yeah, okay.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole.
More or less.
Can you stand?
Everything hurts real bad, sir. Pretty sure I lost a few pints of blood, sir. Now let's see if I can remember how to play. Was this before the time of tutorials? So I think it may have been, but I don't know. We'll see.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanastre.
Awesome. Well, here's your sword. Let's get to fighting.
You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight.
Your battlefield philosophy is irrelevant at this time, sir.
Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
Tell you what, Bosch is totally the main character of this game, or he should have been.
Handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Sure, whatever. Rabble. Rawr. Take that. Elbowing dudes in the face. Look at that. He cut down like 8 guys in defense of his homeland.
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it.
Keep your wits about you and you could have helped me out there instead of standing and staring like an idiot. Oh, are we in the game? Can I move around? We might be in the game. Oh, hey, oh, never mind. Totally tutorial. This is Tutorial City. Use the right analog stick to look around. It's a useful way to spot Imperials. Go on, give it a try. Alright, so here's a thing about this game. Oh, hey. Okay, use the left analog stick to move. I'll get back to that thing here in a second. Tilt it slightly to walk, further to run. You can walk, yes. Come, stand before me. I need a little smiley, a little emote. Boss, cause he's happily asking you to come walk and stand before him. Alright, so back to the thing. The right analog stick moves the camera around, but it's inverted. When I say inverted, it's inverted in both ways. I might have mentioned this when I started the game. I don't remember. I know I mentioned it when I was doing the sound test. So pressing down looks up and up looks down, and that's fine. That's the way I like it. I'm an inverted man. It's in my heart. Maybe not my ear. But it also inverts the horizontal, so pressing right turns left and left turns right. And that's an atrocity. Only monsters and madmen invert like that. Oh, and I forgot all about that until I started playing this game again. I remember doing that, like getting used to it when I played the game originally years and years ago. And then that completely hosed up all of my other third-person playing for like a good month, because I played this game, it took forever to beat the game. I think my save has 100 and something hours on it, but yeah, that completely screwed up my orientation. Oh, and now I get to do it again. Oh my gosh, this is a nightmare. But we go on. War is a nightmare, especially weird Final Fantasy, Star Wars war. Alright, do you see the marker above my head? It indicates just how happy I am to be here on this battlefield. Also, it's a talk icon. You can talk to any character showing one of these. To talk to someone, approach them and press X. Try talking to your friend by the gate. Alright, so the other thing about this game, it's basically an MMORPG, like a single player MMORPG for the time. And when we get to combat, that'll be a little more evident. But even just walking around the world, like seeing someone with a little smiley face, that means you can talk to them. There are probably there's a lot of quest stuff. Oh boy. It didn't bother me, like the way they implemented it, I enjoyed. I've said before, I wish they had continued with the Gambit stuff. It's basically just giving your AI teammates default commands to trigger, or default commands that trigger under certain circumstances, like whenever you reach under, or whenever you're below 50% health, cast a heal spell, or use a potion, or whenever someone's weak to fire, cast fire, blah blah blah, and you can tier them in like order of relevance. That's not the right word. Whatever. Save the hero stories for your brothers once we're back in Rabanastre. Just listen to the captain and we'll get through this. Captain, this guy isn't my friend. I don't know why you told me to talk to him. We'll enter the fortress through this gate. We must go. Well, talk to me, Captain. We will do that again. Alright, Cap, I got an exclamation point. I guess that's to the gate. Alright, yeah, sure. See the marker above your head? That's called an action icon. One of these will appear when you approach a door, switch, an item, or the like. To learn more about what you found, walk closer and the icon will change. Then press X. Now try opening the gate. I pressed X. Like you said, sir. It worked. The gate totally opened. It is time. We will drive back any Imperials standing between us and the king. Dalmasca's future hangs in the balance. Sorry to break it to you, Bosch. Dalmasca's future is kinda hosed. Stay focused on the foes before you, Rex. I will watch rearward. Yeah. walking up these steps. Alright, these graphics, while detailed, are not the greatest. I don't remember when Final Fantasy XII came out relative to the life cycle of the PlayStation 2. I want to say it was near the end, but I don't remember getting a PlayStation 3 till after it. I don't know. You can open the party member by pressing triangle. From the party menu, you can examine your equipment and inventory. You can bump against the mic. Hey, look, it's a dude. Okay, so here's where the combat turns into MMORPG stuff. That red line is a hostile target line. That means I'm being targeted. When a foe targets you, the line is red. When you target a foe, the line is blue. See your red line, look for foes at once. If they're not readily apparent, use the right analog stick to look around. When you found them, press X to open the battle menu. Once you've selected attack and targeted a foe, close distance using the left analog stick. You'll automatically attack until your foe is defeated. You can change targets or actions at any time. If your hit point falls, press X, select items, blah, blah, use a potion. After using an item, you'll automatically resume your previous action, which is probably going to be attacking. There's no need to input the command again. You can do it, Rex. Show me. So, press X and everything pauses. Let's see what I got here. I got Thunder, I got Cure. I'm going to go ahead and do what he says and hit attack. So now, there's not much going on other than waiting for your action bar to complete, and you do the attack. Everyone else jumps in. The end. Now I'm in command again. So, can I do... Alright. Doesn't give me anything about gambits, any of that stuff yet. This is all tutorial. Oh, that's not how I look to the left.
Captain?
What? I'm busy here, kid. See, this is like some super advanced technology. But everyone's running around with swords. And shields and like leather armor. Alright, bring it. So is it going to just do that forever? Alright, so when it comes to spells, that's a one-time deal, but Gambit... Oh gosh, turn this camera, but Gambits will take care of that. Air cutter. Yeah, that's right. Blast that guy. Oh man, I'm hurt now. I was behind you. Better use this potion. Yay. Now keep attacking. That's not how I turn the camera. It's going to take a while to get used to it again. Rawr. You know... Okay, I'm going to let him attack again. See the, next to his name, the portrait on the bottom shows how quickly your stuff is happening. I'm going to go ahead and hit him with some more thunder. Oh. I choose to believe that my thunder killed him. He had like half-life and then he was dead. That was probably all me. I don't know what you're doing, bot, but I approve. I'm amused by the fact that the craft is called a Tonberry. And when I say well fought, what I mean is that was pathetic. You got beat down by a bunch of guys on foot. Hey, thanks, pal. Alright, so here's where I'm going to attack Imperial Swordsman B. Oh, you're already gone. Alright, I'm going to attack this guy instead. D. Rawr. Yeah, take that. This is not the best example of the exciting pulse-raising combat that Final Fantasy XII has to offer. There's no simpler way through the fortress. The mini-map at the top right of your screen may not be enough to gain your bearings. Should you lose your way, consult your location map by pressing the select button. This will bring up the map of the fortress we gave you before we set out. We standard issue map of the fortress given to every soldier. But if you have those weird techno hover magic things, you probably have PDAs by now. I know Final Fantasy XV does. The demo starts off with this stupid phone alarm going off for so long that you want to throw your your controller through your TV. Maybe that's just me. This world of Final Fantasy hasn't reached those technological heights, though, apparently. Bopping along to music. Load times aren't great.
Vossler! Where are you?
What if Captain Oculus has fallen?
Hey, what if you shut up?
Nonsense.
What if that happened?
In the face of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this.
One way to put it. You laugh in the face of death so many times, eventually death is just going to
Is His
scythe you.
Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive
Then they'll
after he
cut his
signed
head
the
off.
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
That's always kind of bothered me about medieval stuff. Like, why? Who is going to question the king's name on some treaty or surrender or whatever? If you just got some random bozo to sign the name and then grab the ring off the king's dead hand, like, no one's going to say, or, well, it's equally likely that they'll say it's a forgery even if he did it, as they are to say, I guess it's true even if he didn't. I don't think they had very many experts at the time. It's more or less just what they wanted to believe. Anyway, pet peeve. Ahead, we will face many Imperials, but we need not fight them all. Oftentimes, retreat is the wiser course. Should the need arise, press and hold R2 to run from your foes. There's no shame in fleeing from battle that serves no purpose. I agree. Whenever I play D&D, I always want to... I know a lot of people want to play it in order to engage in combat, and, you know, when the time comes, that's good times. But I'll usually play it trying to avoid combat, because what crazy person wants to actually get in a fight just for fun? Like, in real life. If I'm role-playing a dude who's probably trying to survive, trying to accomplish the mission, whatever that mission may be. Usually the mission is not kill everybody. You just do that because why not? Alright, are these guys just never ending? Is that why we're talking about running? Fight this guy. Get him. Which is not to say, by the way, when playing D&D, that I don't enjoy a good stabbing some jerks. Just on my own terms, as opposed to running into a room screaming. You know, when appropriate, it's not a bad thing to do. Alright, so that goes upstairs. I must reach the king before he signs the treaty, but before that, I should probably explore all these rooms. Is this a room I can go in? Nope. No one to attack. See, this looks like something you can do. Loot. I obtained a potion. Would not have obtained that potion if I tried to reach the king before he signed all of his treaties. Ugh. Alright, I gotta pay attention to that exclamation point, because otherwise I'm just pressing X. What? You guys fighting guys without me? Am I getting experience for that? Also, that's not relevant, because don't think I'm going to be playing this character for long. In fact, I don't think there's really any reason to hang out here at all. Let's just go ahead. Find that king. I don't think anything carries over past this tutorial prologue scenario. Oh, tell me about this. Bosk. Where am I at? 30 minutes? This actually may be all for the first capture of Final Fantasy XII. part way through the tutorial. I'm going to keep going, but I got started late because of fighting the Elgato trying to get Final Fantasy V going. So this will be a short sink or swim. Though you will gradually recover MP as you move about, it can take time. Do not miss the opportunity to refresh yourself and your allies. There's more I'd like to tell you, but we've no time. Heed the lessons of the battlefield and you will do well. Come, we must reach His Majesty before it is too late. Shut up. Let me save. I don't want to overwrite. Okay, look at that, 115 hours. 115 hours of, there's no reason not to override it because I don't remember what was going on there at all. Don't remember how to play. It was probably near the end. There were crystals. I'm pretty sure some sort of crystal thing going on. Had to kill someone bad. That's all I got. Alright, so that will be all for this sink or swim. Like I said, I'm going to play more. I'm going to play at least through the prologue and record it, and then probably a little into the beginning of the actual game with Vaughn, I think is his name. Supposed to be the main character, but he's kind of a chump. But, yep, that will be all for this time. I would say I hope you enjoyed it, but there wasn't much enjoyable about watching half of the tutorial. Hopefully you'll enjoy the next capture a little more, and find out the magic, rediscover the magic of Final Fantasy XII for some reason. I don't know why you'd want to do that if you weren't playing Record Keeper and Final Fantasy was stuck in your head. But if you do want to do that, then welcome to the ride. Alright, that's it. I'll see you next time.